Good evening, my beautiful crime family, and anybody that hasn't subbed yet, please sub up and become part of our crime family. And welcome to Once Upon a Crime Time. I'm your host, Tommy Jude. Yes, I'm still tired. um, this has been an interesting few days here. Um, it all kind of started uh, when Pia ran her first show, Strange Suspicion, and she said something I didn't know, and nobody knew. Everybody was like, "What? Huh? What? Huh?" And Illuminati's ran a show about this now, and which is good. It's a good thing. She jumped on it, and me, my dead old brain is like, I mean, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Um, but my mind didn't go to. I should probably do a show about it. I don't know why, but it didn't. But I'm glad Clue got it out there like she did, with a full panel, and they pretty much ripped it apart. But I want to say hi to my beautiful crime family first. Oh, Clue, good. You're no, no, you're not in trouble at all. You did really good. I want to get you up here too. Just let me say hi to my family here a little bit. Oh, hey, Karen, good to see you. I hope you're doing well, my girl. Strange suspicion. You're gonna be coming up to Penn Dizzy, Sandy Toes. Good to see you. Clunati, of course. Good to see you. Miss Anonymous. Good to see you. Deborah Lynn Polly Putnam, my beautiful girl. Good to see you. Natural Healing, my girl. Animals are angels. Good to see you. Penn Dizzy. Phonetics. Good to see you. Best of me, my girl. Good to see you. Natural healing. Did I say that? I can't even remember. My brain is like mush. Ro, good to see you. Lulu, good to see you. Hot mess, good to see you. Mikey S, good to see you. Thank you. Thank you very much. And Dana, good to see you. Mouse, good to see you. Mama, good to see you. Laura, good to see you. Lots of chatters out tonight. That's good to see. Leslie, good to see you. And to everybody, Lisa, True Crime Cult, good to see you. Crazy P, Sweet and Salty. Yeah, good bunch here. So yeah, so we were in. I think it was Pia's live. I went looking for it, and Pia all of a sudden says, "Well, here, let me get Pia and Kuminati up here. Let me get them up here." This link is for Pia and Cluminati only. um, let's get you up here. I don't know why it's taking my computer so long to type words. It's kind of driving me nuts. There you go. And the link is out there. Now I'll wait for these two gals to get up here because this is, you know what? This is like the biggest boom I've heard in this whole case. And if I was Ann Taylor, I would ask for this case to get dismissed immediately. Immediately. Hey, Pia, how you doing, girl?
Pretty good. I'm gonna close
Good.
up the YouTube on there.
Yeah, otherwise you're gonna bunch of echo.
Yeah, I can't do that.
No, either can I. God, first few times I ever got on was awful.
Yeah, I have been learning from other people's mistakes.
Right,
Trying my best.
right, right. Oh, and
Ooh,
Diego's here
Diego's
too.
here.
Yeah, Diego, you
Woo!
can jump up here too. Yep, Diego can jump up here because I think you were on. Hey, Clue, how you doing, girl?
Oh, she's upside down. That's pretty cool.
She's upside.
I used to do that when I was a little kid. Like
Oh man,
upside down
that's
on
the
the
way I
couch.
feel right now too. Oh, that's funny as hell.
You see that?
Diego, there's a link there, brother.
She's
I
funny.
emailed you, Tommy.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I gotta give credit to Sarge. He is the one that
Tore it apart.
researched the
Research the brass stuff.
yeah,
Okay, right. Okay. Well,
and he actually found a
is-
study from like July or January 29th, 2024.
oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
the one
so
I
you-
found was like I found one from 2011 and 2019.
All right.
Yeah, he broke all that down.
Right. Yeah. I watched part of that. I watched part of you guys that night, but I was really tired, so I only watched part of it. But I knew you guys were ripping that shit apart. You know what I mean? And yeah, don't you think that's like the biggest? What is it? Okay, I'm going to ask each one of you. What does it tell you? What does it tell you?
It
That
tells
is
you it's
bullshit.
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 Right.
Bullshit.
What's the biggest thing it tells
Bullshit.
you? Think
What's
about it. I mean, if
Corruption.
it can only last 4 hours, right? On brass.
Yeah.
That's,
So,
I think that's what Sarge said. Like
right, the top.
two, it gets kind of. I think he was saying like degraded, and then
Yep.
4 is the absolute max. No
Right.
matter, and he was saying no matter what conditions it's in, wet, dry, hot, cold, it didn't matter. 4
Okay.
hours is your max.
Yep. Okay, let me
Yeah.
explain this because other people out here might not have watched that
Hey,
stuff.
Pia.
Okay,
Hey, Diego.
so Pia had mentioned on a live that I don't know. We'll find out how she found this out, but that DNA does not last on brass. It degrades within 4 hours. It's done,
Gone. Yeah.
gone. Guess
Gone.
what the sheath snap is made out of?
Brass.
100%
Oh,
brass.
I looked
You
it
know
up.
what else? You know what else? Wouldn't it be possible for Brian Koberger's DNA to be on that brass? The only way that it would be possible is, as Bob came up with, that if he went to a store, right, and he was looking at them, his DNA would be on there. But that would
Yeah.
only last for 4 hours.
4 hours.
Right.
So
Right.
what is it? That's what I'm saying. What does
No.
it? What it
It's
tells me?
bullshit.
What it
Well-
tells me is it was planted. That's
Well,
what it
then
tells me.
That's something we were talking about with Sarge said. Because
Oh.
I asked, and then he said, I said, well, we know that for a fact there was an 8-hour period of time in between the
Right.
the murders and the time that the police were called. So,
Well, plus another 4 before forensics
4,
showed
yeah.
up.
so let's
Right.
explain that. Let's
I mean,
explain that.
It's totally
And there was
gone.
people over. There should be other DNAs. They had people there when the cops came.
Right.
Well, yeah, there should have been. There was a party there the night before with over 100 people. I mean, come on.
Right? They all got a Sigma Chi pass or like a Theta Phi Beta, whatever the heck they are.
But I got screamed at and hollered at when I would say that maybe it was planted. And even Sarge got down on me about it. You know what I mean? But now
Anything's possible, though, right? It was right under her body. How could they even trace it with blood all over it?
How could it last on the brass snap?
It
The
couldn't. It
only-
couldn't.
So the only thing I can come up with, and this would have to be like a 1 in a million odds, and Koberger has got the worst luck in the entire world, is if she was like his waitress or something. He went to eat at the Mad Greek. She was ever his waitress, paid in cash or something, or she took his credit card and she carried her DNA to her room. Like, when you come off of work and you're a waitress, you just sometimes just plop down on the bed
Right.
and it
Yeah.
shed off there.
She
And
must
it
have.
was on
Then
her
she must have
comforter.
touched it, but then she must have touched it within 4 hours, and actually 2. I mean, by the time. No, you
Well,
know what?
hold on.
It had to have been touched by noon.
Well,
Right?
DNA will stay on cloth for like
Yeah.
a really long time. If it was
Right.
found
Right.
partially under the comforter and under her, it could have happened that way. But like I said, he'd have to have like the shittiest luck in the world if that's
Right.
how that went down.
Right. Well, he hasn't had such good luck, has he?
But could he have? But everybody's like, why would they set him up? But like I said before, like didn't he apply at Pullman Police Department, right? And then
Yep.
the same year was when the police chief, the assistant police chief, and the head detective were in trouble for sexual assault. So maybe he was like, "Hey, what's up? You know, like, who's going to be in charge?" And they're like, "What are you talking about? We can't talk about that." You know what I mean?
think it opens up that whole ball of wax of it being planted again.
I threw a theory out almost a year ago when we were looking at like how this could have happened. And I'm not saying that I believe this wholeheartedly, folks, but it was something that made a little bit of sense based on Brian's background, his educational background. Okay.
Right.
And what some of the rumors, I'll just call them rumors, were flying around about what went on around that area. That, you know, Brian wanted to work in law enforcement in those areas. So if he found out about something, maybe by going into the restaurant, the Mad Greek, eating there, hearing a conversation, talking to somebody about that area, and he started surveilling the area, excuse me, those 12 pings, surveilling the area, you know, and picked up on something that, and they found out that, you know, maybe he mentioned to the wrong person, hey, this is going on, that's going on, or they found out that he was watching them to try to impress the police force by giving them some information on something or whatever.
Right.
And this is just a theory, folks. Don't take this far. But maybe they found out what he was doing, and that is why they threw him into the mix.
Well, what this makes me think of is that it almost have had to have happened in the lab, because think about it. I mean, 4 hours, and they didn't get there till what time did they get there? I mean, they actually
11:58 is when the.
Well, that's when police got there. But when did they actually get take the sheath and get it to the lab? And you know what I'm saying?
Well, that could have been days. They were there processing the scene for 9 days. Okay. So, I mean, I'm sure they would have bagged it before that, but
man, I'll tell you what, if I was Ann Taylor, I'd be asking to get this case dismissed immediately.
Well, Sarge brought that up months ago about the fact that the transfer, because of the way it transfers, could have happened in that, even in passing.
Right. Yeah, he's been saying that for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, that you know, Brian, with what he did for his schooling, could have been in that lab or touched somebody else that was in that lab, and so on and so forth. And,
right.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, I've been back and forth with Sarge on that also.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's making more sense all the time because
well, nothing else does as far as how
it doesn't. It doesn't.
How he got his DNA on that knife, or the knife sheath. I'm sorry.
And for it to still be there,
that's the big thing right there.
That's the biggest. That's the biggest boom this case has had.
Yeah, if they would have said that it was on the sheath itself, inside the sheath on the leather part of it, that's more understandable.
Right.
It was, first of all, it was such a minimal amount, and it was inside. To be, I did this before. Hold on a second. Where did it go?
I wonder if it was a minimum amount because it was degrading.
Yeah. That's what I mean. This is not the same sheath, but I'm just showing you for example.
Right.
Inside a snap like that.
Right.
Okay, to get that tiny little bit inside there.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
I mean, come on. That's what I'm saying. So, I don't know. It's just it don't make no sense. That's
the case has to be thrown out. I don't see any other. I mean, if this is total true fact, and they get scientists to get up, their case is done. Their case is done.
I can agree.
They have nothing.
Clue, why are you standing on your head?
Right.
Like literally, I just noticed you were completely upside down.
She's all the way. She's hanging out, guys. She's hanging out.
Right.
It's definitely reasonable doubt, Wendy. I mean, there's nothing that's one of the biggest things that I've had issues with to begin with, and now you throw this on top, like that's the cherry on top, folks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's. I think it's the biggest move in this case to see, because there's no way around it. I mean, facts are facts, and science is science. And if they're going to go by science with the DNA, well, here's science with something must have happened.
No, Deborah, I'm not. Everybody took that show wrong. The show was not because that I believe Brian's guilty. The show was because I was looking at it from that, trying to have everybody look at it from that perspective of him being guilty. I still feel the same way. I'm still on the fence. I still think that there's nothing to prove that Brian Kohberger was there, that there's no way to prove that he was in that house. We were trying to look at it from a different perspective to see everything that they pulled out on him that proved that they're saying that he's guilty for. So that's what it was about. It's in the description if you guys weren't in there. Yeah, I definitely don't feel that he's guilty at all.
No,
No,
I
you've
think you
never
were just
really-
trying to be unbiased, right? You were trying to present both sides. You made that really clear, I thought.
Yeah, that's exactly what. Yeah, you were in there. That's
Yeah,
exactly
as you were doing it, you said
Oh.
that.
right.
Maybe
Yeah,
they
nobody-
caught it late or something, and they just heard like part of it.
right, or some people asked me that today later on that they weren't in there. They were working or something, weren't able to be there. So it's no big deal. I don't mind
Yeah.
explaining it. Yeah, I definitely haven't changed my there's nothing that makes me believe yet at this point that Brian is even close to guilty. So
Yeah, me too. I'm unwavering on that. I'm not changing on that. I can't
Yeah,
stand
no, I
behind it
can't either.
whatsoever. It doesn't make sense at all. And
Yeah.
he's easy to frame, but at the same time, he's the dumbest person to frame because he knows how to get out of this, whether he's guilty or not. Like he's the worst person to frame. They did a bad job, but everybody's
The link's
watching.
back up there, Cool. The link's back up there, Cool.
I can agree with that. I definitely can. I mean, that's one of my arguments that I had with him doing this in the first place. Anybody that has an educational background like that, why would you be so dumb as to do something like this, knowing what the possibility of the fact that you're going to get caught? You know, like you can't hide from this.
Right. And there's so many things that they are expecting us to believe he overlooked, like using his own car, using his own plates, driving around so many times. Like that's impossible.
The
It's
guy has,
impossible.
yeah, you're right. The
But
background.
what
he
are
has-
they going to do? What are they going to do now that, Anne needs to have this information and bring this. I mean, they need to have like a,
Oh,
what do
Sarge,
they call it?
Sarge
Like a,
emailed her.
Yeah,
Did he?
He sent it to her, right?
But I will say this: I was looking at something last night in that live, and saw that somebody had mentioned that in some of the documents about
uh-huh.
Jay
The-
Austin had mentioned is what you
Yeah.
DNA having a hard time. It's not that it won't stick. The problem is the touch DNA. They have trouble lifting touch DNA from
the brass.
brass or any metal, really.
Right.
But there's a success rate of 0 to 26%. So
Which
Oh,
almost-
wow.
I
it almost-
assume the percentage goes down as time goes by too, right?
Oh,
I
yeah.
would imagine, yeah.
Now, the more somebody handles something, like if he was practicing with that thing and just holding it and practicing all the time, there's a greater chance. But you wouldn't be practicing with the damn sheath. You know what I mean?
Right. I wouldn't. You're
There's
not
a
going to
lot
stab
of-
anybody with a sheath.
There should have never been a sheath there to begin with. If he was, again, with his knowledge, anybody that has any common sense is not going to walk into this house with a knife sheath. It's gonna
Well,
take-
that doesn't even make sense to begin with, right?
And how do we know that it's a knife anyway? Has
The only
there
thing
ever been a
with the-
murder weapon?
Sending,
That's part of the problem is unless you have that specific knife, you can't really tell that the wounds were created by that weapon.
Right. Yeah, because I think it could have been an axe. I think it could have been a lot of things or multiple things all at once.
right. Right.
the way Steve Gonzalez said it was more like, what do you say, gashes or like,
Oh
Gouges.
yeah, gouges or something.
They said they
Yeah.
were large puncture.
Yeah, that's what he
open-
said. Yeah.
Large
open
puncture wounds.
gouges.
Something. Yeah.
Like
And that
he said
they're-
The
that-
only problem about emailing Ann Taylor is that she hasn't been accepting him for about a month and a half.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
she's
I
not.
hope
Imagine
she
what-
gets it. You know.
Didn't you write a letter to Brian Koberger, Tommy?
Yeah, I wrote a letter to Brian. Yeah. And
well,
it got
surely
received.
the experts, they know this. Like it's already in the paper.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
right. The experts know this. Right. But why haven't we heard about this? You know what I mean? All of a sudden, Pia just happened to mention it. Why haven't we, as crime sleuths or whatever we want to call
Us evil crime
evil
sleuths, right?
people? Yeah,
Yeah.
evil people. Right.
Did y'all see that? It actually
I
was
saw the
not that
first one.
bad. Well, I've seen all
Huh?
3, and it's really not that bad.
Is it all the same creators in all
No,
three?
it's
No,
Okay.
the
you got
comments. It's the comments
Tommy,
that they leave.
Tommy, and it's Tommy, Rory,
So,
Jago, Sarge is in episode 3.
Whoa.
yeah,
Three.
Am I? Oh no! Oh God!
Wow.
Have you not seen it, Tommy?
Mm,
No.
Tommy,
yeah, they
you're
put
in
you
there.
on.
Yeah, we're all.
Like, they
Am
zoom
I in there?
on
How'd they
you.
portray
Wow.
me? Like
You're
some
in there.
crazy fuck?
No, they so all they did was put you guys in there when you were exposing Dot.
Oh.
Oh yeah, we
It was Rory and you, me, Sarge.
Dot
Golf.
isn't even Dot.
Right.
Nah.
Dot, that's
Golf was in
or
there.
no, it was Kim. Isn't Kim? That's
Oh, and
WSU
Golf
Kim.
Inspector.
WSU. Kim
Kim-
is actually I can't
Kim-
remember her name, but
Well, no, they proved who she is, Tommy. It's her. She's
It is
Kim's
her?
daughter. That's her.
what we found out is it's the niece that it isn't the daughter, it's the niece.
Well, she was in episode 2. She did a full facial frontal interview, everything.
Did she?
then
All right.
What do you
her.
think about it, Dago?
Well, she did message me after this and say
Oh,
Oh.
you're cutting off,
Yes, I-
brother.
come out with
Here he goes.
everything. And I said, well,
Oh,
Yeah, there
yeah.
it goes.
Fix your mic, bro.
That happened today too. He was going super fast on his live, his audio.
Yeah, his
it's
internet.
my internet.
Oh yeah, you're waiting for a technician.
Right. Still waiting. He hasn't showed up.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
So how they pour? So this one is already out. I'm already out there.
Yeah,
I watched all 3 of them.
Yeah, on
God.
Paramount.
All right.
Good
it's
to
not
know, right,
bad.
Tommy?
Like I'm telling you, it's not.
Yeah, I
bad.
guess I got Paramount, and funny I didn't. But I always just go watch Frasier or something.
Fraser's good.
Oh, I love Frasier. man.
The interview with Kim was in episode 2. And it was with Chronicles of Olivia.
Yeah, I seen that one.
And
Absolutely.
Bullhorn Betty or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just Olivia that interviewed her, and they had the whole conversation, and they moved on to another subject. And then we were in episode 3 doing that thing on Rory's panel with Dot and Golf and you and me and Sarge.
All right. Yeah, I remember that day. That was when we figured. Wasn't it when we
Oh, that-
figured she couldn't see where she said she could see or something like that? Is that when it was?
Well, it's when she changed her story, because remember the day before that, me and CJ interviewed her first, and then the next day Rory and we did it again on Rory's panel,
Right.
and then the day after that is when we did the whole live thing with Jules too, and called her out and called her a complete liar and everything else, and then said that
You're a complete liar.
right, and said that I think we had Riley with us, and stated that this is who you really are, and blah 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 blah, and then that was that. So,
Right.
and she's definitely not who.
So
she
they
said.
painted us in a decent light, then, right?
They
So
did.
she's a distractor,
All right.
right?
Thank you.
Yeah, it wasn't
Oh,
bad. It wasn't
yeah.
bad.
All
Because
right.
someone did just email me saying that she's WSU Kim, and I just didn't respond.
Who
I was
who
like,
is
I
Dot?
don't know. I don't know. Somebody emailed me and they were like, "I'm WSU Kim. If you ever want to interview me," and I was like, So I
Yeah,
just
I
left
have
it.
all. Kim, I talked to Kim
I stay
last
away.
night after that, and I don't know what's going to happen from here on out. That's up to her. But
So she's
it-
credible, you think?
oh yeah, it's her.
Oh, cool. then
Oh,
I do
hey.
want to talk to her.
Hey, Inquisitive, good to see you on. I'm expecting an email soon, brother. Sorry, guys. Anyway, yeah, this whole it's got to be thrown out. It's got.
I don't know if it will be. But
What other choices is there?
I read the document yesterday. Was it yesterday, Clue, or was it the day before, where I read that one part in the document basically stating that regardless of what the situation is, that Brian will never be relinquished from custody. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah,
way they
yeah,
worded
yeah.
that, it was crazy.
Right.
Like,
It was pretty
Yeah,
insane the way that was worded.
Right, right.
they said never.
Basically, it's just
Whoa.
inevitable.
Okay,
That's
well,
Because
awful.
they're gonna keep refiling on him and refiling on him and refiling on him, and that's that. So
right.
Someone named Kim said, Tommy, please tell me
Uh-huh.
about Kaylee's injuries because they were very extensive. Although, how do you know that when somebody is sitting up in bed? Please answer this question.
Wait, oh, wait, I see it now. Hey, Tommy, homie. Right, Tommy, Tommy's you gotta say.
Tommy.
Please tell me about Kaylee's injuries because they were extensive. Yes, they were.
hey, Tommy,
From
golf
this is
backstage.
this is what I've heard, and I know the 54 stabs are correct. I know that for a fact. I've heard that her face was pretty. Um, I don't even want to get into it really.
It was all broken, right?
Yeah, her face was pretty bashed in. Yeah. The 54 stabs that came from what's her name? Annie Elise.
Mm.
And Annie's like, I mean, that's gold. You know what I mean? And it was a friend of hers. The husband was an FBI agent that was out there, and of course, the friend told Annie, and I count that as gold because I mean, it's Annie Elise. She's not gonna lie or anything like that. So,
I don't know. Did you see the back check, Tom?
the what?
The back chat, private chat.
Golf's back there.
Oh! Oh, is golf in here?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, golf, how you doing, girl?
Hey, I heard
hard
you
to-
calling.
Yeah, I didn't see that bottom row there. It's hard to see you. How you doing, girl?
Good. How are you guys doing?
What's
Yeah,
up, golf?
good. We're just discussing this big find between Clue and Pia here, and that's huge. It's fucking huge, don't you think?
Huge.
I missed the first part. I was not watching YouTube. Sorry.
What?
Yes.
Oh.
For once. For once.
Well, it turns out that the K-bar's sheath, the snap, is made out of 100% brass.
Yeah.
And brass only holds DNA for 4 hours max.
Oh,
It disintegrates to nothing.
good catch.
So what does that do to the case, in your opinion, Gal?
I mean, well, to the case, I don't know, but to the actual evidence, the DNA evidence, it's gonna, of course, maybe that's why Judge was like, it's irrelevant because he knows better. I don't know.
You would think they would have known this, right? You would
Yeah,
think they would have known.
They never
this, right?
brought this up before at all.
Well, Clue said that it was
it's in
Yeah.
some paperwork.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What's that, Clue? It's in
It's
some.
it's in some paperwork. I'll have to go back and find it, but
Really?
they mention, yeah, like how did we all just zoom right by that? But it mentions how DNA, it's problematic on metals, especially touch DNA, because
Right.
I don't know, it's really scientific, but it basically binds with like the neuro whatever backbone of the DNA, and then through this like reaction in your body and with the reaction with the metal, it makes touch DNA especially almost virtually impossible to lift off of that surface. So they have a
Wow.
success rate of 0 to 26%. So a quarter of the time, might as well say they're able to do it.
Yeah.
And that's if you catch it in the 4 hours, right?
Right.
So if you can,
Deborah
we're
G.
we're assuming they found the sheet. Let's say they're like 24 hours in at least.
Yeah.
That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
it's
too.
gone. It's they never had it, and that's what makes me think, and back to either being planted, or
Mhm.
it happened in the lab by accident when they got it in the lab.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like Brian's DNA was in that lab for some reason or other. I mean, I'm trying to think of how it could happen. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because I don't see any way it could happen unless it was planted.
Maybe it didn't happen.
Right.
What do you mean?
Maybe it's false. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's how you can't figure out how that could happen because it didn't.
So
happen.
one of the things
That's true.
one of the things Clue was looking at was Othram and what exactly Othram does. And
Right.
there's a key word in there about they enhance. They have patented
Ooh, I don't like that
technology
word.
that enhances and amplifies samples that they're able to extract, right?
Correct.
So
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can take that and consider what we know now about DNA on brass and kind of put the pieces of the puzzle together, right?
Mhm.
Also, I want to go back to something that you said, Tommy, because somebody somewhere is telling a story, in my opinion.
Yep.
A lot
So,
of somebody's.
well,
Yep.
yeah, either, I will say this much, either the friend that emailed Annie Elise is lying or the police are lying, because I remember that text message that she read. And also, another fact in there was that the sheath was found under Ethan.
What do you mean about Annie Elise?
Well, wait. Hold
Annie
on.
Elise was just the one that said that she got stabbed
Hold on.
54
Clue,
times.
say that again because I don't think people heard that well.
So in that text message that she was reading about the 54 stab wounds or
okay.
whatever,
Uh-huh.
Oh,
it
okay.
came from a friend whose husband was part
The
of the
FBI.
FBI.
Right.
So either that lady, I guess it's her husband, that lady is mistaken on some facts, or the police are lying, because she reported to Annie Elise that the sheath was found under Ethan.
Right.
See? Uh-huh.
I've heard that. As a matter
Yep.
of fact, that's the very first thing I heard.
I remember that. Yep.
Yep. That's the very first thing I heard.
Real quick, if I can, Deborah G made a
And it
comment about
changed.
me with way
Yeah, I
back
didn't
in the
care.
beginning, Deborah. You were right. When Brian was first arrested, of course I thought he was guilty because there was nobody else. I think most everybody did think he was guilty until we got the PCA. And that's from the moment we got the PCA, I have been 50-50 till now, because there's nothing that I have seen ever that tells me that he's guilty. So, but yeah, in the very beginning when they first arrested him, of course, because there was nobody else to look at and nothing else to know about. So
I think everybody was happy that they caught someone. That
yeah,
was the initial reaction, and I had the same one. So, but
right.
yeah, Clue, I think that was amazing. And that and that you remembered to, because I honestly can say that I don't remember that part where it was said that it was found under Ethan's body first.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh yeah,
those
I'm
are
like,
important parts of this puzzle.
well, because it's always struck me as strange, right? Because I'm like, it almost seems like the bigger fight took place in Ethan and Xana's room. I don't know why I'm under that impression, but there's a dude, right? So you would think his biggest threat would be a guy, and it almost would make more sense for it to have, like, he had lost control of that sheath in that room versus upstairs. But
Correct.
then again, it could have just been the lady was mistaken in her facts, right?
Very possible with everything going on.
But you said she was an FBI agent, right?
No, I guess maybe it was her husband or something.
Husband.
I thought it was. I thought by the time it was on Annie Elise's phone, it was either fourth or fifth hand information, because it was like the
Yeah,
wife
you're right.
of a friend of of a FBI agent or something. It was
Mhm.
it was a string of people involved in that game of telephone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, things could have been misconstrued or whatever, but you never know, right? Will we ever know?
Yeah. No, I remember that distinctly when she read that, whatever text message she received. I just don't remember that particular detail, which is why it's probably important that we do now. It's a good one. So we'll keep that in mind.
There's a lot of things. There's been so much. I mean,
Mhm.
guys, it's been a year and some months, okay? And we've been on this daily for that period for 14 months. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
There's been so many different pieces, small pieces of info, big pieces of info, stories that have changed, things that have gone this direction and that direction. It's easy to lose or forget a piece of information on this and get things misconstrued, but no problem. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that's got to be understood. Jesus, how many times do I go back to one of these 52 notebooks that I have to look for stuff? You know?
Yeah, but nobody brought it up before.
No,
Like it was,
right.
she mentioned it in that one post. We've seen it a million times, just
Mhm.
as Clue said, we've seen that document a million times, right?
Yep.
But for some reason, none of us remember that little portion until now that Clue just pointed it out.
Well, Kia
Me?
That's good. That's good.
about the brass, yeah.
Exactly. Like, how could we have just bypassed that somehow?
I don't know. I don't know either. That's just
Where
great.
did-
And when Pia said that, it was like, huh? What?
Yeah, right.
Well, they told us that in the army, so that's how I knew it.
Why
Right.
would they tell you that in the army? I'm curious. Like, what was the reasoning for that?
We were overseas, and they let us know that the ammunition or whatever it couldn't be collected. So, like
Okay.
you know what I mean? They
Right.
wouldn't know like who may have harmed somebody else.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
Kim.
And you
Kim,
know,
I'm sorry if I, I don't know if some informations you don't know about. I thought for sure because it came from Annie that it was good, but who knows? Who
Mhm.
knows?
She was sitting straight up and
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Keep going.
oh,
I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna be doing some chat stuff. So go ahead, you guys. I got to post some of these.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
Wait a
okay.
minute.
Your
Kim
banners.
says, "Tell me, as a nurse, you actually have to be standing up for the injury she has. She was sitting straight up in a bed. That's why I don't understand. Do you mean the wounds to her chest? Is that what you mean, Kim?
if her liver and stuff was punctured, I
Oh,
think that's
that,
probably
yeah. Well,
Could
and
she been placed there?
I mean,
She could
it
have
looks.
wound
Well,
up there.
that's what I've been saying all along. Because it didn't even happen at the fucking house. I've been saying that and
I don't
screaming
think so.
that for.
Yeah.
I've been screaming that forever.
If she, the way that Christy described it, like she was backed into the corner, like she was trying to get away from something.
Right.
It makes me wonder if she was standing possibly at one point and was trying to get back away from them and like backed herself into that corner. Do you know what I mean?
She would technically only have to be upright, like on her knees, like in that type of standing. That
Yeah.
And I mean, in my opinion, you can with like if you leaned over enough and you could get to them, I think you could inflict that wound.
If you were swinging all over the place, yeah, right.
Yeah.
And as far as we know, she was in the other bedroom and she came in maybe hearing the hustle, whatever was going down with Maddie. And in that case, she would be standing up. She would be running into the room.
See,
So
that's what my thought was.
and that's when that blow came,
Yeah.
but then she was pushed into the corner or whatever.
Yeah,
that happened.
I've always thought that she was in her room to start with the dog, and that there was some noise going on, and Murphy maybe started scratching the door, whimpering or whatever.
Mhm.
She gets up to go check on it, sees what's going on, and gets, like they said, trapped in that room, in that corner behind that door, and had nowhere to go until they start moving around with each other, and then bing, bang, boom. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not fact. It's just my thought on it, my theory. So
Well, and it's not that far off because if you look at those pictures that we saw from the bedroom, from her bedroom, you can see that somebody had laid in that bed. They just opened up the sheet, got out of bed. So that sort of indicates that she was in her bed.
That's where I got that from, Golf. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's just super weird. Like I can't imagine if you heard something, you know what I mean, that you would take the time to like shut the door behind you. Because I mean, Murphy roamed the whole house.
Mm-hmm.
So why would you take the time to like shut him back? Or maybe she didn't, and someone shut him back in the room. But it's just that's always been really weird to me, right?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
if you heard something, I feel like you would kind of be in a hurry. You wouldn't be worried about shutting the door behind you.
That's true too.
Right. Why would you be so polite?
Wow.
Right?
Doesn't make sense. They may as well have made the bed then, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Mhm.
There you go.
You know, I sat down the other night, and in my opinion, there's 13 people that could have done this. 13.
13?
13. That was my figure. That includes Brian.
Together, or that's
With no
just
other arrests, even
Pardon me, Diego.
with no other arrests at all, even.
With no
That's
other
all-
arrest.
I mean,
There's
that's a lot of
there's
people
30
not having their arrests.
Yeah, 13 people. There's 13 characters that could have done this. And
Gotcha.
and I really believe that they don't have the right, and I really believe there's a lot of people involved. God, there's been a couple shows I made. I'm gonna have somebody help me here. He's out there right now. Bring this to light a little bit. Because we did find some stuff, and we're going to be working on this, and I'm hoping to have it. What is today? Wednesday, Thursday, Monday? What
Wednesday.
is it?
It's Wednesday.
Wednesday. Probably by next week.
Mhm.
But yeah, there's 13 different characters that it could be, and I think they cleared people way too fucking fast, man.
And why?
And I think it has a lot to do with
Fraternities? Or the college?
money.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
all
it-
money.
It comes down to money, and if somebody's kid did something bad, you know what I'm saying? Somebody's
Yeah.
kid that the parents donate a lot to the university
The
is
Showalters.
huge in
Yeah.
town. Yeah, there's many of them characters actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like they're all pretty much well off. Don't they come from Coeur d'Alene? That's like a resort town,
Yeah,
right?
it's kind of a rich little area there, yeah.
Must be nice.
Right.
Let me tell you, I'm looking forward to all the rebuttals now from people that are on the guilty train of Koberger
Right.
to say now about this sheet. What they, because you're gonna hear that come soon, and I want to hear what they have to say. Like, yes, but yes, but
Yeah, there's gonna be the
I wanna
where's
hear
Jeff? Where's the let's just get the butts
Right?
now.
Right.
that. He would know. He's not a former detective, remember?
Yeah, he's
You
Yeah.
said you wanted to limit the time on this, so you're not going to be bringing Jeff up.
right. Kim House, I like her thing here. And the university president Green is probably shitting purple Twinkies right now because it's not the shit. Oh yeah.
Purple
I like
Twinkie.
that.
That's a new one.
Right? I was like,
Right?
are there purple Twinkies? Are they grape Twinkies?
And
I'll
then I
get
Yeah.
heard, did somebody contact Anne? Did Sarge contact Anne about this?
Sarge, he tried to, whether she gets it
Supposed
or
to
not, I
or
don't know.
not, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty tight over there in the last month and a half or so.
Hey, I sent her an email about allowing cameras in the courtroom after she wrote what she wrote, and she never went hard gung ho against it after that. So I do believe that they actually pay attention. I do believe
Okay.
that.
Well, that'd be a good thing.
Yeah.
They should.
Yeah.
You know, they actually should, and they should ask. Well, I suppose they couldn't talk about it anyway, but like Paramount doing that, they should actually ask, like maybe not this case, but a case that's already over with, and ask like the DA, did any sleuths help you? You know what I mean? I mean, do you listen to them? Do you read their mails? Do you? I'd like to know that. I mean, just I'd
Mhm.
like to know it myself.
Yeah. And
Uh,
I mean, it's sort of halfway new, I guess, what we're doing. I mean, it's been around for a while, but still, this is sort of a new thing. Um, especially this case that it blew up like it did. So I think maybe from now on it will be like this. So it's going to change
Right.
regardless.
Yeah. No, this is such a huge case. It's
Yeah,
going
it
to
is.
change a lot of things.
Gary loves
I
you
do.
guys.
I do think some things are going to change.
Yeah.
Start changing, I should say.
Yeah.
Ooh, Fallon, good point.
Where?
It says
I'm still.
says-
I'm been running behind, man. I'm like way back there.
it says think of the blackmail possibilities of law enforcement against parents to keep
yeah,
evidence of their kids hidden.
Right.
And they're all making money. The president's got a book, and
Yeah,
Ethan's
they're making
mom's
money
got a
off this shit.
scholarship fund. Like all this money's coming out of the woodwork. I don't understand.
Then they get down on YouTubers because they make a little bit of fucking money on some YouTubes. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But yet, fucking Green can write a fucking book.
And it's
That
crazy.
dude,
Like,
that dude don't need no money. He's worth so much more than you guys can imagine.
Close to $1 billion. Yeah, he's
no,
close.
he's worth 2.7 billion.
2.7
Is it?
billion.
It's
Oh
it's
my
over.
God.
It's that much.
We looked that up a while ago, and we were all like, "What the hell?"
From
Right.
what?
And-
We're-
and
yeah,
let me
from
tell you,
what?
Good
Like,
for him.
He literally, it's so bad that he purposefully chose to include the Idaho 4 in that book. It was already done and written and finished at the publishers, and he held it
Yep.
up, I guess, to add the chapter about the kids
Mm-hmm.
because he knew it
Oh.
wouldn't sell without it, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yep. And I hate to say it, but if he's got that much money, that kind of fits a profile I talked about months ago with Rory.
He's got his foot in
I don't trust him.
quite a few different things, and I don't either at all.
Out of anyone, like he's at the frat house 5 days before this happens. Like, I'm sorry. I just there's something. Maybe it's because when he smiles, he kind of looks like a villain.
He does, yeah.
He looks like the damn
Right.
Grinch.
Yeah, he
Right.
does.
Yes,
he looks like a
that's
Who
what it
from
is.
Whoville.
And Simon
It
Bar
is.
Sinister.
Right. Exactly.
Simon Bar Sinister.
Yeah, that guy has been off from the beginning, as far as I'm concerned. He's always been something's wrong there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, why are they having meetings with him? I don't understand.
Yeah,
I don't
I
either.
question that. All the involvement that the university had, owning the crime scene, making those decisions are sus in my
Oh
head.
yeah, yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It's like they control
he
everything
controls
around it.
everything.
Yeah.
Bingo. Thank you.
And
Even down
that's
to like,
scary.
even down to the University of Phoenix, he was
Yep.
holding meetings behind closed doors, against the state's policy for open door meetings.
Yep.
Then sent secret emails, Project Neptune. Like, I mean,
Oh, yeah. Yep.
he's just out there.
He brought that supercomputer in.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the guy is like a god out there, for lack of better terms. You know what I mean?
In that town.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
he
what I
runs a
mean.
town.
In that area right there, he is in control of everything. And I truly feel, well, I know for a fact that that's why the house is gone.
Yep.
And I truly feel that he was pushing from the beginning to, basically get somebody in custody now. Okay. He runs everything. That whole town is based off that college, and he's running the town. So
Right, and he lives on the top of the hill. He
Well,
looks at all of it.
Think about, do you remember the phone call, right? Dago?
It's like the Grinch. Oh yeah, Tommy. That's yeah.
Do you remember what I all said and what to look
Mhm.
for? What to look for in a profile?
Oh yeah, I remember.
And that, well, think about that.
Well, when we looked him up, I mean, I
said
know
he'd be loved by the community. He would spend money on the community. He would be at least a multi-millionaire, if not a billionaire.
Oh yeah, I got you. I agree.
You know,
when we looked him up, he has what was it? Clue. It's a company that. What the hell's that big company? I can't remember what the hell it was that they did.
What are you talking about?
Remember that night we were looking all this up, and we pulled up what his worth was and all that other stuff, and we were talking about the one business that he owns it or not. It's not that he owns it. He oh wait, does he own it? Remember that night?
Are you talking about the real estate company and all that?
There was something else though. It was like a
That's what I said.
manufacturing.
He'd own businesses too. I said that.
Well, I mean,
That's
he's
exactly what I
worked. He's
said.
worked doing that for like ever. Like he was
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
CEO or something. He was really high up in some financial institution.
That's what it
And
was.
it was like one of the top,
What was
the
it?
country's top financial institutions.
Yeah, like a lender type financial
Okay.
situation.
Right.
Yeah, we spent a few hours one night looking at him up and his home and
I think he should probably be looked at a little bit closer by.
well, with the
by,
control he has, that's the whole point. He can control that situation.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Well,
Correct.
frat
Department
boys
of
have
Justice.
been given like deals in court before, and like when I brought up that one guy, Brock Turner, that sexually assaulted that girl and only got
Yeah.
3 months.
Yep.
He's
Right.
now. I was curious, and Bob and I were looking things up, and I was like, "What's that kid's name?" And I looked up Brock Turner. That kid who committed that sexual assault only sat for 3 months. He's
That
a
is weird.
millionaire right now.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah,
Well, and you
that's
gotta
how it works.
remember, if I'm not mistaken, Green was Sigma Chi.
Yes, I was getting ready to say that he is.
Yeah,
Sigma
he was
Chi
Sigma
alumni.
Chi. Yeah.
Wow.
He's been there. He's been there. He grew up there. He grew up in that. He was born in that damn house.
Right. Yep.
And
Yep.
didn't the judge and the prosecutor, didn't they go to college at the same time?
Yep.
They
Oh
all
my
went
God.
from there. They're all from that
Yeah.
area.
They all went to the University of Idaho.
So it's a
Mhm.
conflict of interest even, right?
It is. It
It
is. Yeah.
should be. It
Well,
should
even
be.
Ann Taylor went to the University of Idaho. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're all.
Wow.
I've been
Yeah.
saying that. Well, not just me. A few people have been saying that she's. I don't know. I think he needs a better attorney, in my opinion. I know you know that too, Tommy. But
Well, yeah, and that's I did happen to mention that to Brian.
Oh, you did?
Oh yeah, I did, with phone numbers and addresses and everything.
Did
Yeah,
you
I
tell
gotta-
him that there's so many people discussing this case about him?
Yep, and I told him
Okay.
he has a lot of support, and
I hope
you
he
know.
gets it.
well,
he'll get it. He'll get it.
He'll
Yeah.
just read it first, right?
they'll read it first.
Yeah,
Then-
they'll read it first. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know
right.
that ride in Disneyland, it's a small world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a small world here in Moscow, Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully
It's
they
a
don't put you on
Disneyland
a
ride.
list, Tommy.
What's that?
Hopefully you don't get put on a list
Right.
Too
Yeah.
late.
Right.
like a terrorist watch.
I ain't scared of them fuckers.
They
can come
can't
here.
get you.
They come here. They'll be shocked.
You're like, who's Tommy? I don't know.
Yeah, they'll find out real quick who Tommy is.
I bet. That's cool. I really hope he gets your letter. That's really awesome. I didn't
What's
know if
that?
he could get. I didn't know if he was allowed to get mail or not. I don't
Yeah,
know.
he's allowed to get mail. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Oh yeah, that girl's probably emailing him. That girl that's obsessed with him.
In
Oh,
Kentucky.
right. Oh,
There's
that's
more than one.
Yeah,
He's
Kentucky, that one.
Yeah,
I'll
that's-
tell you
She's
what, man. That's some
crazy.
fucking kooks out there, ain't there?
Yeah, there is.
Like, I'm sorry, I don't care, single mom or not. Like, I'm not about to give you my address before I before I see all the info. Let me see for myself that you are innocent. You know what I mean? Like, show me what you got.
Yeah.
Right.
and then maybe I'll try to get a hold of you. But on the off chance, that like little 15% chance that you might be guilty, I'm not gonna take my chance with that. Like,
Nope.
That's scary.
Ooh, I bet Green's name is on Epstein's list.
Yeah, I saw that too. I was like,
Yeah.
ooh. Yeah, somebody was telling me about some kind of connection with Epstein in Idaho, but I couldn't find it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised at
I
all.
don't think he's rich enough. Those
that's
dudes
what I
are
was
like,
thinking. I'm like,
yeah,
2 billion. I don't know
yeah,
about that.
yeah, they'll be like, oh, that's chump change.
Well, they would. They'd be like, you can come and apply to be a waiter.
Yeah.
Right? They're like, you're cute.
My shoes need some shining down here.
Right?
Could you guys imagine that being a problem in our lives? Not
Right?
having that's insane.
Right? That would be so awful, wouldn't it, Dago?
He's sitting around like, damn, I'm shy. 1 billion. Jesus Christ.
Crazy.
Oh,
Right.
yeah,
That would
someone
be
said
trouble.
pretty sure Green worked with Epstein. Someone
Mhm.
said.
Wasn't
Well-
Epstein a pilot? What did he do? I don't know.
Epstein was a good scam artist.
Oh, okay.
That's what he was. He was good at
Very
that. He did some intricate business where he's he started sort of a blackmailing system. It was very thought out, and people thought that he probably worked for one of these, Mossad or something like that, because of how it was done for intelligence on either side of the pond, so to speak. But yeah, he made a killing doing that, and they allowed him. And that's the main
Crazy.
thing. That's the main thing here is they allowed him to do that.
Right.
Bob says that Epstein was Sigma Chi.
Really?
He was.
I
He
don't
was.
know. He was?
Yeah,
Well,
I read an article
Bob's always
way
right.
back, and it was listed in there that he was.
Mm.
A lot of people were Sigma
Wow.
Chi. A lot.
Oh yeah, all
Actually,
over the
yeah,
all over the
especially
world.
famous people. Like, you'd be
Yeah.
surprised how many famous people were in sororities and fraternities.
Right?
Right.
And secret societies.
Okay, I have a question for Kim out there. Kim, may I ask where you're from? Are you from Idaho? I'm just curious. See what she answers her. Maybe she doesn't want to say.
I like
Just-
talking to
just
people from
curious.
Idaho. I just
So,
like to
yeah,
hear what
so
they
do
have to
I.
say.
Well, that's like CJ talking to that dude that I ran that show on. You know that
Oh yeah.
that I found where he talks about growing up there and
Oh yeah, the guy that had trauma.
yeah,
Right? Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
He actually interviewed him just the other morning.
Oh wow.
Is
Yeah,
that
he
who
had
that
him on
was?
Yeah, that's who that was. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, there's Sigma Chi is huge. There, I mean, I went back and looked a few months back, and people like that Brad Pitt, Woody Harrelson, David Letterman, John Wayne. Oh my God, who else was it? Tom Selleck, Drew Brees, the quarterback, Andy Rooney, like and way more that were Sigma Chi. You know what I mean? And you see where they're at now, or where they were. You know, it's crazy. There's a lot. A whole lot.
It's a brotherhood and the
Oh, yeah.
sisterhood for
It
the
is.
yeah. They stick together throughout life and give each other opportunities. So in
It's-
that sense, it's good to belong to those.
Right. It's just
If you ever
like-
make it, you know.
absolutely. It's just like the Masons, you
Mhm.
know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did she
I
ever
gotta-
say if she was from Idaho? I'm trying to find it.
She didn't, but I'm looking at something else. So. Well, you can learn a lot by watching the chat, but it's so hard for me to keep up, especially when I'm doing like shows alone live. So I can't. There's no way I can,
Sophie's in Idaho. It
Oh
says
yeah. All right. All right.
cool.
Yeah.
What do you think, Sophie?
What's the word on the street, Sophie?
Right? Tell us about
Right.
that.
Right.
Don't talk about it. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm being interested to see what the.
Can I
He
ask?
is.
Can I ask Dago something about his show today? I
He-
couldn't follow
he-
along because I was super busy at work. But how did
Yes.
that work out for you? Koberger is guilty. I was so curious and I couldn't follow along. It's like
We
shit.
tried to hold it together that way, and it just, I mean, nobody really would go along with it. And all we were trying to do, like I said, Clue was there and P was in there. We were trying to look at that perspective of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course,
the guilty side of it, and it just we talked about all the guilty points, and it still didn't make sense at the end.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? So
Yeah, but you gotta look at every side of the investigation.
yeah, absolutely. That was why I did it, because I was talking to Sarge actually early this morning, and it's like, it'd be good to do a show as to why this case has turned everybody into what we've become with this, and why it's so it's just so magnetic. Okay. And that was part of it, so we were like, well, let's figure out and see if we can come up with the guilt side of it and see what we can bring out about that. And it's like, I watched the chat through the whole thing, and nope, there was
No,
maybe 3
and
people
it's
in there.
hard because anybody who is Brian Koberger is guilty. I think I said this many times before. They mix in the media, whatever media has said, right? So that information that's gone out in the media, you can't do that, unfortunately.
No,
And
you can't,
that's a
because
huge issue. Is like they mix and match whatever fits the bill, so to speak.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, and we're trying to stick to the formula, i.e. the PC, the dot
Right.
drops and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
And if you go strictly by that, it's hard to not see a lot of gaps and holes in this whole scenario, basically.
Yeah, right. And it's near impossible, because
Mhm.
we pulled up the very few points that proved it, that they pulled him on guilt for, and then we just sat there kind of like, well, and we did, reading back through the documents today on the affidavit, the beginning of it, I was kind of surprised. Some things I didn't catch in the beginning when I read that part of it, and I was like, well, okay, with the car and the way that they were finding the car and the queries that they did on the car and stuff like that. And, like I said, it's been a year, so I forgot a lot of that stuff. And it's quite interesting the way everything has turned at this point. And I cannot say, and I'm 100%. I can definitely 100% not say that there's anything about this situation that makes me believe that Brian Koberger had anything to do with this. At this point. I've been saying this for months. If we get to trial and they pull a bomb out of somewhere, okay, I've been waiting for it. Here we are, but I don't see it happening.
Thanks, Bob. So,
Yeah, and
did you guys see in the chat what that Sophie girl saying? I'm sorry for interrupting, but she said she's friends with the aunt of Hoodie Guy, and she's been to the cabin.
Really?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Jack Showalter.
Oh yeah.
I think
Right.
so. There it is.
Okay.
I like your
Sophie.
picture, Sophie.
Oh, I'd like to talk to you, Sophie.
Right? Oh my goodness.
The aunt of-
Sophie, go ahead and email me at all caps, once upon a crime
Yeah, what
time
can you tell
at
us, Sophie?
gmail.com.
Why did Jack leave in the middle of the night, Sophie? That's a question I've had. If they cleared him, why did he leave so fast?
All right, let's not blast her on here though.
No. We just want to know though. That's
I was
it.
just curious
Right.
about that. I've always wondered that question, but no.
And is
absolutely.
he in Africa? I want to know. You know
No,
what I
he
mean?
never went to Africa. They
I
came
didn't
out.
think so.
Yeah, no, I didn't think so either.
No, they came out. Oh shit! I'm trying to remember when it was, but one of his close friends posted it.
He went to Zimbabwe instead. No, just kidding.
That's in Africa.
Right.
That's crazy.
Well, that's interesting.
Sophie.
Yeah. Go ahead and email me though, Sophie, at onceuponacrimetime@gmail.com. I'd like to talk to you.
I would too.
3 hours away. Well, that's not that far either. 3 hours.
Right.
That's what I was wondering, Lulu. Like, why did he? I've always wondered that. If there was no involvement, he was cleared, so on and so forth. Why did he take off that night?
Yeah, he got my email though. AR. What was that? Dago?
No, it was just that when I asked that question, I've always wondered that, like when we first found out that he took off that night, if he had no involvement, he was cleared and all this, and that's fine. I believe that. Why did he leave like that? You know what I
Well,
mean?
if you look
Right.
at it from another perspective, he is a witness.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
he
yeah.
did spend the
He was
last
one
few
of the last
years.
people.
Yeah, so he is
Right.
in effect, he's a witness to
And
the
that's
prosecution.
that was
Well,
what I was wondering if
Yeah.
his parents said, "Get your ass home now." You know what I mean?
If he can be cleared, then I'll clear him. You know what I'm saying? But right now, from what I know, I can't clear him. I
You
cleared
can't-
him once.
you can't
I cleared
clear
him
him.
once.
You can't clear anybody who knows that somebody's gonna get her. You know what I mean? Like, just say who it was. That's all I want to know. Like, who did he say was going to get her? You know what I'm saying? When he was like, "They're gonna get you, Maddie. They're gonna get you for that."
Yeah,
Who
well,
is?
and I listened to that really closely the night. And I keep hearing, "We're gonna get you for that, man." That's what here's
Oh,
here's what I think. Okay, here's what I think. I think they're walking, right? They're walking from the grub truck, and I think Jack, and because I heard these rumors, of course they're rumors, but I heard rumors that he was bothering Kaylee and Maddie in the bar. Then now he's following them, right? And he says we're gonna get you for this, Maddie. Then that's when Kaylee goes, "What did you tell Adam?" It's like she wanted Jack to know that Maddie told him everything. Do you see what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
That's what it seems like to me when listening to that.
Mm.
And I mean, I ripped that thing apart, and that's what I keep hearing is, "We're gonna get you for this, Maddie."
You know, the one thing I do have to say, that video, I've watched that video 1,000 times, and then I
Right.
went back and watched it not too long ago and caught something that I had never seen before.
What is that?
what is it?
There's something strange with that video towards the end of it when they get
Oh
close.
yeah.
Okay, I noticed that. I don't know how to explain it. It almost, Sarge, we were talking about this earlier too. It almost looks like somebody was there in that video and was maybe cut out. Like there was something else there that was cut out or clipped out of that video. Because the way that her legs look
Right.
on the right side or the far part of the screen.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like
It
they
almost-
stick out or something. They-
Yes, thank you. I'm glad I'm not the only one that saw that. Because I thought
What did you say? It's like they're what? Kicked out?
It's like, have you ever, like, when you were younger as a kid, you walk like,
Oh yeah.
jamming your legs out to the side?
Hell yeah.
It looks like she does that, but she does it almost at like superhuman speed.
Yes, like ragdoll like, and it was like it almost looks like there was a posting, like a post there, like a parking in that parking spot, and it seemed like it was like it went through that, and that's not possible. You know what I mean? So unless it was just a glitch in the tape, something just was off with that video. That like I said, I watched it again and again, and then I finally saw this
Yes,
here.
with Scrub. Yeah.
And Bob and I saw a video today where her sister? Her sister said that the conversation that she had with Adam had to do with her and Jack getting back together, but then that doesn't add up for him to say they're gonna get you, right? Gonna get her for what? Wanting to get back with Adam? Because that's what Kaylee's sister said, but I don't think that makes sense.
I'm always the one off, but like when I listen to that video, it almost seems like Jack is telling her like maybe they're gonna get her food. We're gonna get you some food or something like that.
Oh,
Because
we're gonna get you, Maddie.
she was
Yeah.
like pissy
Yeah,
drunk.
Maddie was
She was
poor.
real drunk, yeah.
Kim, I that's a tough one to answer.
Dago, did you say she was poor? Is that what you said?
Huh?
What did he just say?
Port?
Dago. I thought he said port.
What is that? Port?
No, poor, like not rich.
Oh, okay.
I was like, she's poor. But no, that makes sense. Like, I'm gonna get you. Like, I got you.
No, 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 no. I said torqued, like
Or
messed up.
tort. Oh,
Sorry.
okay. Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
Isn't
Yeah, I
that something
couldn't
you eat?
Yeah, like we're gonna
A
get
tort.
you some.
You
We're
know,
gonna
like
get you some food, Maddie. Like because I mean, he's there to take care of them, right? Watch over them.
Seems
You,
like it.
you
that's what
don't
I
want.
thought.
You
Well,
don't
that's what
want
I
your
thought, but I don't think he was. They were trying to ignore him. They didn't want nothing to do with that guy.
I mean, they're walking together, and then they turn the corner, and him and Kaylee are walking like right beside of each other. So I don't truly believe that. I think that
I
Maddie
think
was
Jack.
just
But
she
they
don't
totally
even.
ignored him and shunned him at the grub chuck, and then Maddie flips him off, saying "fuck you."
Yep.
I mean, that tells me a lot right there.
Well, and what doesn't make
Mm.
sense in that clue a little bit is the next question. What did you tell Adam? Because if he was like, okay, we'll get you guys some food, if that's what you heard, well, why would that question come up? What did you tell Adam?
Mhm.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
so all I can say is this. I can only speak for myself. To
Yeah.
me, it's not weird. I've been downtown. I've been just like this. You're drunk. You leave the club. You go to the bar or food place, the little taco stand, and nothing is ever like in a specific order. It's just like if whatever pops in your head, you say. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
trust me, it is to me, it just doesn't look weird, right? Just because
Okay.
I've been there. And it's like, if I'm sitting here and I'm like, all of a sudden, like, oh, yeah, I need to ask her what she told him, that I
Mhm.
would totally turn around and be like, what did you say to Adam?
Okay,
You
I get
know,
what you
like,
mean. Yeah.
but it's just because I've been there, been in the situation, and what I saw didn't look weird to me. I've also been in a
Mhm.
situation where I'm ignoring the guy that's with us. You know what I mean? Because it's
Mhm.
like,
Yeah. I took that as possibly that because we see the video of them talking to Jack Decor, and that maybe he said, "Hey, can you walk them home? Make sure they get home okay," because they know each other, you know. And I was like, "Okay, that makes sense." And then I don't know, I couldn't ever clearly hear what he said to them, but I did hear what she said, of course. Um, other than
Doesn't
that,
Jack live right next
They
to
didn't
them?
talk to him at all. They didn't talk to him at all.
no, they
Um,
didn't. And that's what I'm
no.
saying. Like, I can see them saying, you know, we
And
don't
then
need
the
to.
rumors I heard, and I know the rumors, but there was
Allegedly.
somebody hassling the girls at the corner club.
Yeah, I
And
heard that in the beginning too. I remember
right,
that.
and I heard it was Jack Showalter was giving him a hard time, and I think Jack Showalter had a thing for Kaylee because Kaylee and Jack Decor split up, and she's a free girl. You know what I'm saying?
it
Yeah.
just is so
That's
weird.
my
Like,
opinion. That's the way I
if
took it.
if he was harassing them, like, surely Kaylee could have looked at Jack Decor and been like, you stay here. And he would have done it.
Mm.
hmm
So that's
Was
why
that
I
Jack
say,
the
They're
Course
all
sitting in the
friends, though.
chair?
Yeah,
yeah,
he was at the
allegedly.
Yeah,
bar.
that's Jack D. Yep.
Do
That's
you
what I
see what I'm
thought.
saying? Like, he wouldn't have left. Like, or he would have handled it for her. You know what I mean? That's why I say I don't get the feeling that they were like threatened by him
I
or
don't, I
anything.
agree with you. I don't get that feeling either. However, there is more said on that tape that we're not hearing
Yeah.
than,
Right.
I hear they're going to get you girls for this. Like, that's what I 100% hear. But I don't think that he was like, I think he was just there to look out for them. I
That's what
have
I
that.
thought too.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but
Anything's
there
possible.
is more on that tape that we're not hearing.
Okay, well,
So,
look out for what? What are
sorry.
they looking? Why looking out for them for what?
Well, I mean, they're
Right.
drunk. They're
You know what I'm
drunk
saying?
to
I know
get
what you're saying,
home.
Tommy.
You guys have never had
Yeah,
guys
for
do
what?
that for you
Two girls,
ever?
For what?
two girls walking at night after they've been drinking, and you know,
They
Jack.
Right.
had a ride. They didn't even tell him he had a ride. They had a ride. They didn't even inform him that they had a ride.
Yeah. I
Well, I
mean,
meant from the corner
No,
club
they
to the
totally
pickup
shunned
truck.
him. They didn't want nothing to do with him. This is a guy that left carcasses on people's doorsteps.
Yeah.
This is a guy that got kicked out of the frat. This is a hunter that knows how to use a knife. I mean, he hasn't been cleared in my book at all. Not one bit, and that's why I was hoping this gal Sophie can maybe shed some light on it. You know?
What about? Do you guys feel like Ethan could have been the target?
Oh yeah,
You do?
yeah.
Because I'm wondering why he's the only deceased person with that TikTok and email and what else was it that they wanted to look into all of his stuff, his messages, his text messages.
In July, you mean?
When they said, I thought it was just recently when they said Ethan, Bethany, and Dylan, they were looking into their social media and they were looking into their text messages and whatever else they have. I don't know what they have. Yik Yak or whatever
Okay,
it's called.
Sophie. All right, so Sophie says all my info on this case is from you folks.
Oh, cool.
My Idaho knowledge is in general is probably a bigger picture. If you haven't been to Moscow, it's hard to describe. The entire town is like a huge campus. Yeah, I can. That's the way Bemidji is too. The towns close by me.
I wonder though if Sophie has an opinion on him being kicked out of his frat, or the if his aunt mentioned anything about the animals.
I don't think she's not from Moscow.
But she said she knows his aunt and he's a nice kid.
Well, that's true. Right.
So I wonder if maybe he was having issues or something, or maybe it wasn't even him and we've been misinformed, since she knows his aunt. But maybe she doesn't want to impose on his aunt. She doesn't ask any questions.
Where does that come from that he was the one leaving dead carcasses? Where does that come from?
That's been a while, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember where that came from.
But he was taken out of the sorority for it. I mean, the sorority, the frat,
the fraternity,
sorority,
and aggressive behavior. And if you
behavior, right?
Either these pictures are like from high school, or all these frat guys are on steroids, because they look way bigger when they show him on TV, like recently. And then when they show Jack DeCoeur, I swear he's like 16 in that, because he's way huger now. He's way bigger. Jack DeCoeur, when he was standing next to Steve's dad and he was holding on to Christy. Remember that when they gave each other that weird look? He was almost, I think he is taller than Steve G. And when they showed him, he was like almost exact height with Kaylee. So it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I think that was an older picture of him when they
showed it. Has to be. Like they're trying to paint them in this like little kid light, and it's not accurate. Because I saw videos on TikTok of Jack, and that guy, I don't know if you saw these TikToks, but that guy is amazing physically. Like he took a whole bike rack and put it on his chin. Like the guy is like a ninja.
Oh yeah, he did the same thing with an axe.
Right.
Yeah, an axe. See?
Yep.
An axe could stab you. You know what I mean? Easily, and it could be put right back at that club.
Oh yeah. There's no doubt about it. Yeah.
It could have been taken from there and then returned by an employee. You know what I mean? It's not even that far away. It's like a mile.
Yeah, I don't even. You know what? The more I hear about this, the more I think that it wasn't even a K-bar.
I don't think it is either. Because where is it? How come nobody's searching for it? Why didn't they make sure it wasn't stashed in the house?
Yeah, it's funny they didn't search for it. That's kind of weird, especially when there's some ponds and stuff.
Yeah, and they're shallow too.
Right.
But I guess people drown in them.
On the search warrant, the number one thing it says a knife.
Right.
It doesn't specify it, but it says a knife.
I'm very suspicious of the way they did that, because the other two they found, they talk about a Taylor cutlery with a leather sheath.
Right.
And then they talk about a small folding not an army knife, but a pocket knife. But that very first number one, just knife.
Exactly.
Right.
So did you guys hear this, that Aries just put this on here? She said, I think it's strange the frat dude stated in the documentary about Ethan. He said Ethan gave his whole life. They will give the scholarship in return. He was brutally taken. Why say that? That he gave his life as if it was like voluntary.
Yeah. And he was a yes man.
Oh yeah, and he made people pay for his beer apparently. He was like, I think he like repeated his freshman year or something. But that one kid, he was his tutor, and he's the one with the kill fantasies, that David B.
Barachoa or whatever his name is.
Yeah, I never try to butcher it.
Wolf, what do you mean by that?
Sounds Italian.
He's saying, once upon a time crime. If you listen to Carol Willis's audio transcription, you hear that Jack got into Kaylee in Washington. What do you mean by that? Got into Kaylee?
Yeah.
And which Jack are you talking about? You talking about Jack DeCour or Jack Showalter?
Or Jack Katovich.
Right. I know there's like a bunch of Jacks, a bunch of Adams, a bunch of
They're everywhere. That was like the name of the year, maybe. I don't know.
right.
Jackson Elantras. That's what it's all about.
In Minnesota here, there was a
Right.
big up, and my son Jake, who just got in that accident, Jacob, there's a whole bunch that born that year that was named Jacob because of the Jacob Wetterling case. And that's who my son Jacob was named after. If you remember that case, do you remember that case, the Jacob Wetterling case?
What
That was
it?
huge. 11-year-old boy kidnapped. He was missing for years, and they
Oh, wow.
finally found him in the last few years here. And they found the guy that did whatever he did.
Was he like autistic? The kid?
No, he was riding home with a couple of his friends, and the guy got out out of a car with at gunpoint, in St. Joseph, Minnesota, and in a rural community, kind of, and forced him into the vehicle, and yeah, and that happened in October of '89, and my son Jacob was born in November, so we named him after Jacob Wetterling. Yeah, look that case up sometime. It was nationwide. I mean,
Yeah, Mountain Man said he saw it because he was in Minnesota.
right? Yeah, it was a
Akeley,
huge case.
Minnesota, or something.
Akeley?
grew up
Oh
there.
God, I'm like 35 miles from there.
Oh, well, Mountain
No,
Man
it wasn't
grew up there.
Akeley. No. Oh, did he? Akeley?
Yeah.
Mountain Man? Cripes,
Yeah.
I'm close by you, dude. I'm over by
What year-
I'm over by Bemidji, dude.
What year did that go down, Tommy?
1989.
Okay.
Yeah, it was quite the case, and I'd say I suppose it's been 10 years now. I want to say 5, but that usually means 10. And they caught the guy, and here he was just buried just outside of town. But yeah, it was a sad case, and it shook Minnesota up. I mean, it really shook Minnesota up.
Mm.
Oh, Cluminati. That's a good thought right there that you just wrote.
What'd she write?
That she thinks that Maddie liked Adam. You know what I mean? It sounded like
Oh,
you're
that
right.
could be. That
'Cause I
could be.
think that, like,
Yeah.
Cluminati,
That
you're
could
onto
be.
something because you know how girls do that. They're like, "What did you tell him?"
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, don't tell him. But that's weird because didn't Maddie go out with some guy named Jake?
Yeah, but they were having problems, from my understanding. They were
And
kinda
I
like-
wonder about Hunter with those like plastic cuffs on his hand with Kaylee. Like, what the hell was that?
I
That's a
said the
drinking
same
game.
thing. Like when he came out of that house, because I don't know. Now she said it just pulled him out because he's a dude and the cops were there.
Oh,
But it was a weird vibe to me.
yeah. And he came out. I was like, why do these people always come out when they come out? If somebody came to
Right.
my friend's house, I wouldn't walk out with the cops and be like, let me just sit here. I would just be
Right.
chilling, waiting to see what's going on. But they all do it. And he's always been around, that Hunter kid. He's always around, no matter who
Well,
he's with.
He
Right.
was also with Emily a lot, right? And she was best friends with one of the girls in the house.
An alive girl or a deceased girl?
So when they go there on the first, I think, that night, she answers the door. Everybody thought it was Bethany, but it's actually Emily.
Oh.
Yeah, she looks just like Bethany.
Oh yeah, they could be like twins. And she is with Hunter. That's her boyfriend.
That's so crazy. Maybe that's where the clone thing came up. Maybe that's why people said that there was some movie about kill the clones.
Kill the clones, yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
kill the clone.
But she didn't die. Neither of those girls died. So I don't know. I don't think Maddie and Kaylee look like clones.
Oh, definitely.
No.
not.
They had just
No.
dyed their hair together. That's all I noticed. They used to be
Right.
brunette.
It seems
the
like a
blonde.
lot of girls are doing that dye the blonde.
There's a
blonde
bunch of
hair
girls
thing.
that were in them pictures and videos that had that same hair color. A bunch.
Yeah, and I also saw a video where they
Right.
were all in ski masks. Did you see that? They were like dancing around right outside that right out the sliding door. They were
Right.
like wearing
Yeah.
like, you saw that?
Mhm.
What is the deal with the ski masks? It's so weird.
Ski masks and knives.
Yeah,
It's
and they
like,
were in
what
like
the hell?
bikinis or something, like little outfits and ski masks.
Huh.
So it wasn't like it was
Well,
so cold
weird.
out,
Weird college stuff, I guess.
right?
I
Sorority.
guess.
I
I
thought
know
maybe
when-
it had something to do with OnlyFans. I don't want to be rude, but I really thought maybe it did because it seemed like a video you would put out, sorority girls.
Well, yeah, and I heard rumors, and I thought I seen something, and I got screamed at about
Yeah.
it.
Well, I
So,
mean, it's a possibility. A lot of young girls do that, and people don't know. It's like on the down low, and they just make their money
Right.
like that. They might as
Can
well
I
use their.
can I
looks
tell
when they can.
you? Can I tell you guys something really crazy?
yeah.
Do you have an
I-
OnlyFans?
Hell no, girl. It ain't enough money in the world for me to show this stuff off. But so I looked up Brian Koberger's dad's email, and
Okay.
it came back linked to like an OnlyFans website.
Oh
What?
shit.
Are you
What?
serious?
Brian Koberger's dad?
On my life.
Whoa, and there's Koberger
That-
DNA in there.
That's a weird.
Whoa.
Hmm.
Wow.
That's
Hmm.
pretty strange, yeah.
Pretty strange and suspicious, don't you think?
All right.
Weird.
Oh, shit.
Wow. And did you ever bring that up in a video? Or were you
Nope.
you're like, nah.
Honestly, like that guy, I don't know why he just creeps me out. Like
Yep.
Yeah,
I don't know why he just gives me like bad feelings like when I look at him, and I'm just like the picture of like him on OnlyFans is, or looking at it just makes me like ugh. I don't know why either, because everyone that went to high school with him said he was like super nice, such like a big goofball and stuff, but I don't know why. Like when I look at him, I just get an off feeling. You know what I mean?
yeah. He
Yeah,
kind of
he's
looks like he's
definitely-
had like a head injury or something. That's what I thought it was. Like he's not all there a little bit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
No, Firefly. They're talking about Brian's dad.
Northfield, Jennifer? Is that where he's at?
Northfield?
Yeah. She's. I'm talking Minnesota shit here.
Oh.
Sorry. I think Jesse James was. I think that was like, wasn't that the last bank they robbed or something, or
Hey,
tried
that's,
to rob or something? Was in Northfield, Minnesota.
that's my wife's cousin,
Who?
Jesse James.
Oh,
Whoa.
really? Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Wow.
You want to hear something funnier?
Yeah.
Her mom's side of her family are related to Jesse and Frank James. The other side of her family is related to Clyde Barrow from Bonnie and Clyde.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Same last
That's
name too.
awesome.
And I'm like, good Jesus, am I safe in this family? You know?
Right? I always go for the,
Sounds like you're very safe in that family.
Oh yeah, that's
right?
And you're Dago, right? So you're Italian. You're protected. You're good. Don't
Yep.
worry.
Yeah, I was gonna say my family.
Ooh,
is good, too.
that's a good question there, and because of I do. Actually, I do. Actually, I think they've already gotten it.
It might be part of the 51 terabytes.
Yeah,
There's got to be a video in there of some kind.
They got it. Yep. All right. Well, I think I'll probably close her down. Geez, we got 369 people in here though.
Wow.
Oh, I wanted to run something though. Oh, check this one out. Let me share this once and see what you think of it.
Hit the like button, guys.
I see Swamp Rose commented on it. I thought this was pretty interesting. This is something I did want to share.
Hey Richard.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, check
Welcome
this
to
out.
the channel. Let's get right into it. This green Contra lives at the Queen Road apartment. You can see I've got rear license plate
Whoa.
blocked off. It's an Idaho plate. As
Keep
you'll see in a
listening.
minute, it has no front plate.
Nope.
Oh God.
You can tell from, they actually blacked it out. They kind of wrapped it, the emblem right there, Hyundai, the H.
Well,
And
where
it's
the
supposed
hell
to
is
have the
the?
word
What's the
Elantra
license
right
plate?
there, which I'll show you in a minute.
They
And the
blocked it.
taillights
Of
were
course.
tinted. Right here is the reverse lights. I'll show you in a minute on another car. They don't show very well. And this here is a green wrap, most
Yep.
likely.
That's
And
what
the
I
way I
thought
can
too.
tell that this is a 2014, 15, or 16 is the
But
placement
wait for it.
of the reflectors right on the corner versus on the earlier 11 through 13. They're right here. I'll show you that in a minute. And also this black strip right along the bottom. This strip right here
Mm-hmm.
is only on the 14, 15, 16s, not
Wow.
on the 11 through 13s. This is the same year, 2014 through 16, and you can see right here the Elantra word, which is missing on the other car. And here's the reverse lights right here. See how bright
Yep.
they are.
Oh, this is
There's
Mark's
no
video. Okay.
There's the
Yeah, I
reverse
was
light
just noticing
corner,
that.
black strip.
Wait for it.
11 through 13, you can see the reflectors are more inboard right here versus
No
out
plate
here,
either.
Nope.
Nope.
14 through 16. And also, the bottom black is not
Well,
here.
sir,
Painted all
that's
the
from
way
around here.
through. So that's all we're going to do on the 11 through 13. This green is not a factory color. This car was a different color, but there's several light colors that in the Linda Lane camera could potentially look white. And here's the list. Obviously white, silver, light bronze, light amber, light gray, and sky blue. I checked out all the color chips on the 2014 through 16, and that's 6 colors it could have been. Again, I don't know the original color of this car, but now I'm going to show you the front plate missing. Okay, here's the demolition day right here. This green car actually
Look
started up
what's
behind
there.
the house. Was car
Yeah,
on
it's in
cable
that
coming
video.
down.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, we
Here's
saw
the
I
that.
was
We
gonna
did that.
say
There's
that.
no
I was gonna
front
say
plate
that.
right
That's
I
the
did a
here.
one you guys
live on
looked at.
this.
There's another
But
car
guess
right
what?
there.
Guess what? He looks
No
it up,
front
and
plate
guess
right
what
here.
color that car used to be?
Let me show
White.
you a
Yep.
stock photo.
How
That's
did he
what
find
I
that?
said.
A
I said that because I was like, it would be
2016.
really
I
easy
have
to
that right
wrap your
here.
car.
And you
Yeah,
can see the
Yep.
front
it's
plate right
super
here.
easy.
It's
It was
I
painted.
remember that.
It was
silver.
I
painted.
remember
You
that
get the area
live
of the
clue,
bumper not
Yeah.
and
shown
that's my
below.
first thought when I
That's
saw
the
it. I was like, "Oh, that's
upper
from that
area.
demolition
This
day."
here
How
is
did he?
the
How did he
area of
find
the
out that
bumper
they
right
wrapped
here.
it
This
though,
car
or that
came
it
He's
just?
I
looking
don't
at
know if he
before.
used the VIN
But
number
the
another
or
VIN
plate
number.
number or whatever.
Oh yeah,
It's
bingo. There you
a
go.
tinted window.
That'll give you the
In the next
factory
shot,
Yep.
walkout.
you're going to see this white
No
rubble.
shit.
The car's going to move forward, and you'll see the tinted
I
That's
told you,
not.
Yeah,
Dave.
he's gonna move it
There you
forward.
go.
See, they're
I told you,
tinted. They're
Dago.
tinted like a motherfucker. Look at that.
I
You
knew
can see the
that
rubble
that color was
back
not. I looked
here.
it up, and that's
That
not
just
a factory
shows
color.
No,
you
it's
that's
not a
how
factory
darkly
color.
tinted these windows are. Just
I'll be
pointing
damned.
out the coincidences, how this
Dark
car
tinted too,
could have potentially been driving
just like
around
that other car was.
and been mistaken as BK's car.
Well,
Law
what's
enforcement said they
interesting the
know
most
about
to
this
me
car. I just wonder why they didn't
is how he
have the owner
backs
get a
out the
front
day of
plate
that demolition.
installed. Well,
Yep.
that's all for
Literally
now,
does
folks.
like the same
Feel
exact
free to
move
comment and
to
have
get
a
out
nice
of that
day.
off
Right.
that street.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And
I
he.
promise you that car probably sounds, because it looks like maybe they've hooked it up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It may sound a little beefier, like a
Right.
rice rocket.
You can put a chip in that'll give you a little bit more soup to the motor, or you could just add a turbo muffler to it, and it'll give it that growl too.
Yeah, like and so
Right.
I remember seeing that on that demo. Like, I stopped the video on the TV. I was like, wait a damn minute. I'm like, that is a freaking Elantra. I'm like, in that color.
That's when I saw the color. I went and looked up the years for factory colors for those years.
They
I
have
think
a green, but it's not
well,
that. It's not
It
that
is,
color.
no,
No,
it's
it's
regular.
not.
It's not that.
No.
It's more like a hunter green type color.
Right. Yep. And
That was not a color, and I knew. That's crazy.
Yep. And he ran it, and it used to be a white Elantra. Tell me
and I'm
that
telling
isn't
y'all,
fucking
even
suspicious.
even that green though. So this is why I'm so interested in that car. Okay, like when I tell y'all I'm so used to working with like night vision, it's stupid. Any car, so like I remember watching that car when it backs up like it does that little pull in maneuver and then it backs up.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought that the car that's in that video has some sort of metal flake in its paint because the top looks very
Oh, okay.
bright and then it gets
Yes.
darker as it goes down. That green would 100% do that in that UV light.
Right. Yep. Yeah, that's a pretty strange thing.
I always thought with that whole thing that I thought was strange was that the way the car stops as it's going by the house to look. You know what I mean?
Well, someone talks to him. He was probably asking if he could pull out.
Well, yeah, that made sense, I guess. I didn't think of it that way. I was just so like surprised to see another damn Elantra. So that's insane.
Wasn't there one in Jack DeCour's driveway?
Mm. There was another white one. I
Yeah.
saw a picture way back when, in the summer, of them standing on. Somebody was standing on the roof filming like a video.
Oh yeah, I know what you're
Oh,
talking
And they
yeah.
went down, and there
Yep.
was a white Elantra right down there below, and I'm
Yep.
like, Jesus, there's another one.
Huh?
Yeah.
Fiance said that's not an Elantra.
I don't think it is either.
I think it's like a BMW or something.
I thought it
Why?
would. Today we were going past this car and I was like, "Is that an Elantra?" And it was a Tesla.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
thought it was an Elantra, but
It's
I
the
didn't.
car
I
is in
didn't do
motion,
no like.
know?
I didn't do no big investigation into it or anything like
The
that.
white car, yeah, the white car that was at Jack D's house. I thought it was an Elantra. It looked like
Oh, at Jack D's house.
yeah.
What
Oh,
is there-
yeah. They
So
were on
what-
the roof, right? They were on the roof, and they took a picture, and there was one down there, right?
It was a white Elantra. I thought exactly.
That's what I thought, but
No, it's definitely I don't think it is, but that's just me. But I know one of them has a BMW, right? Like a sporty,
Oh yeah,
maybe
yeah,
like a 325.
yes.
And I thought
right.
maybe that's what it was, but to me it doesn't look like an Elantra.
I'm gonna have to find that video again and look at it just to double check because I swore it. But then at the same time, that's what we were looking for. So at that time, you know.
You know what it almost looks like? It looks like that car. You guys know what I'm talking about? That pulls on Linda Lane and goes in that by the dumpster and just turns around.
Yeah.
That was me and CJ found that. That was a
Is it a
that
truck
was a
route?
that was a BMW.
Oh, there you go.
That was a BMW. I can't remember the model number, but we found it, lined it up, overlaid it, matched it up, and it came out to be somebody sent it to us. And it was a BMW. I can't remember the model though.
It was like
That's-
a two-door. It was a two-door
Yeah.
model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right.
Mhm.
What kind of
And
car
then
did they
on-
ride home in?
Nobody knows yet.
Weird.
Right. I'm gonna run yours real quick here because this is caught my
Oh,
attention
Fluminati,
today.
yeah.
That real short one there. And I thought that was
Yeah, I
pretty good.
saw that. I
Maybe-
really liked it.
Yeah.
Great
So
job,
Here
Fluminati.
we go. Yeah, this was a good one.
Thank you. You too.
Idaho State
Thank you.
Lab later
Girl power.
located a single source
Right?
of male DNA on the knife sheath, and this is known as the suspect profile. What
Dun, dun, dun.
There it is. That kills
is
me.
how exactly this occurred? We know the DNA was obtained from the button snap of the knife sheath, which, if you don't know, is brass. Studies show successful recovery of touch DNA from plastic, glass, and wood. However, studies have found difficulty in recovering DNA from certain types of metal, such as brass and copper. Brass showed the strongest inhibitory impact, followed by zinc with copper, 10 to 40 times less inhibitory. Brass and zinc also caused higher DNA degradation than copper. Scientists suggested that metal cations interact directly or indirectly with the negatively charged phosphate backbone of DNA, as well as the nitrogen or positive atoms of the nucleobase, allowing the formation of ionic bonds that may impede the release of touch DNA from metal surfaces. That interaction may explain to some extent the poor DNA recovery from metal substrates, along with the presently inconsistent success rate between 0 and 26%. Oh, and did I mention that that DNA on brass would only be viable for 4 hours max, yet the cops weren't called until 8 hours later? And your forensics team didn't show up until 4 hours after the first 8. So we're looking at 12 hours.
Case has to be
It's
thrown
science,
out.
guys. So please, someone make it make sense.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Good video, girl. That was
Great
good.
job.
Yeah, huzzah.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Huzzah, huzzah. Good
And
find.
good stuff. Props to Sarge too for breaking that down when we did that. That blew me away.
Right.
And all you guys, Pia, Clue, Sarge, that was a hell of a thing. That blew me away.
Well, it wasn't me, it was Bob.
Okay, well, thank you, Bob. Appreciate you, brother.
I just talked for him, that's all.
Right.
Good
Oh, that,
stuff,
yeah,
good
that
stuff.
was a really good job. And but where does it go from here? Where does it go from here, guys? I mean, you got all this evidence against him being guilty.
Right, it's all the opposite. I don't know
You
what
got-
they're holding him on.
It's the total opposite of everything. And when are they going to go? We give up. We give.
They would have to admit their mistake.
I agree with Golf.
You know what
I
I
think
mean?
some things are gonna. I definitely agree with you, Golf, on that. I think some things are gonna start changing here and there. Definitely. There's been a lot of things that have been
I
kind
think
of
so,
thrown to
too.
the wind.
I think it's,
So I think some
something's
things are
going to
gonna happen.
crash.
Something's gonna start happening.
Yeah.
Well, they're doing their
I agree.
best of discrediting us. So you
Oh,
know
yeah.
that indicates one
Right.
thing, and that is that change, right? I wasn't expecting any of us to be in that show, to be honest with you. I haven't seen it yet, so I have to see it now, obviously.
You speak on it. You talk. Sarge talks. I try to talk, but Sarge talks over me. As he does.
Not Sarge.
No way.
They got Tommy really good. He's like, I forget
Yeah, oh, yeah.
what he says, but he's
What did
all,
I say? Oh no! What did I say?
oh gosh, I can't remember, but you're so animated about it. It's great.
Oh
Yeah.
And
God!
you're like, we got like a,
Definitely.
I think
I
this
had
is
to show
our,
my true self. Really?
yeah, and we watched it, like, I think this is 75 inches, but all of a sudden you're like all in the screen and you're like, wait,
Oh
And then they got me looking like a jackass because when I'm not talking,
bobblehead.
agreeing with something, I always do this, right? So I'm up in the camera going,
Bob,
He looks just like a bobblehead. It's hilarious.
why did you have to pick that shot of all shots, you guys? Come on.
right.
At least
Whatever.
it's you.
It's all for
God.
a good purpose. So hey, I don't care.
Hey, if they didn't make us look too bad, then I don't. That's good.
Where
Also,
did you where
Golf,
did you
have a
guys
good point, because what do they say when you're getting close to the truth? You start being like
Willow.
hounded, attacked, or whatever. So I mean,
Yep.
Yeah. But where did you find it? Where can you watch it, by the
on
way?
Paramount Plus.
Oh, okay.
I've had that for a while, and I watched all 3 episodes one after
But
another.
but it is on YouTube, just the first episode,
First
right?
one is,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna give you that one now, and then you have to wait a certain amount of time, and then you can watch the second one, and then you know how that goes.
Oh,
So
okay. Okay.
Right. So this is on the third one. Then is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
we're on the third one with
We're on the third
Rory, and then
Okay. When did that get put out?
Yesterday.
they dropped them all together. But you can
Oh,
only
did
watch
they? Oh, I didn't even know that, man.
if you
Oh,
have
wow.
the member, or what is it called? Clue the
The subscription to
Subscription.
Paramount Plus.
Well, yeah, I got Paramount Plus, man. That's how I
you
watch
watch all of
Fraser.
them.
yeah,
Fraser.
you can watch
Love
them
Fraser.
Baby, I hear the blues are calling.
right?
Yeah.
Right?
Something and scrambled eggs. Yeah.
Right?
Who was watching Frasier? Were you serious? I thought you were joking.
No,
Tommy
I
is.
watched Razor. I
like-
love Razor.
Dude, let
Isn't
me
there a
tell you,
new?
I can quote like episodes, full on episodes, because me and my dad, we used to watch, like, we had
Watch
the
it all the
DVD
time.
box set of every season.
There's a
Right?
new one coming out.
Yeah, I
It's
love
great.
that
It's
show.
already out.
Yours. I already watched all 10 episodes.
Me too.
Oh, really? Gotcha.
I'm the
Yep.
same with Seinfeld. I can watch that every year over and over again. It's
I
just one of
hated that
those.
Right.
show.
Yeah.
Oh, I just love it. They're
Yeah.
I
so.
cannot. I like everybody else but Jerry Seinfeld. I can't stand.
Oh,
Me too.
Oh, I like
I don't know. He rubs like I don't like him.
I loved Kramer, yeah, and
Mhm.
Elaine. Those are my two favorites from that show.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about it. Yeah.
My
I'm a
son's got
George
me
fan.
watching-
I love George.
George was
George
funny
is-
too. He was.
Is a classic.
My son's got me watching Friends again. It's like, Jesus, how many times am I gonna watch this?
That's a
Dun,
good
dun,
series.
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are
Oh,
you
during
clapping along with the
no,
theme song?
right? During the whole COVID thing, I mean, what else did we have to do, man? I watched like Friends, and I watched Cheers, the whole thing. I think twice again.
Cheers. That was a great show.
Oh, that was a
Yeah,
good
it
show.
was. Yeah.
I just rewatched the whole Sons of Anarchy thing from beginning to end again, and I'm getting ready to rewatch The Sopranos again for the 14th
Oh
time.
yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh, I love Sons of Anarchy. Oh,
Yes, my favorite. I was still pissed off that they ended it like that.
I know.
Anybody a fan of the Northern Exposure?
Oh my god, I used to love that show.
Yeah, they're all on Amazon now.
That's
Amazon
an
Prime.
awesome. What? It's
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Amazon?
They're all on Amazon Prime for free.
There's a bunch of those.
Northern
There's a bunch.
Exposure?
There's a bunch. Yeah, there's a bunch of
They
older
had
shows.
a problem with the music, is what they were having a problem with.
Yeah, they got some good songs on there.
Well, they were having a problem with copyright shit. With
Uh-huh.
yeah, and that's why you couldn't ever find it in syndication. And because I checked on this here a few different times over the years, but they're on Amazon now. Huh?
They're on
Oh, right.
Amazon. Yeah, yeah.
All right.
I guess
I
they
love
cleared
that.
up. I used to have the box set a long time ago, but
Cool.
you know,
My
moving and stuff.
17-year-old just started watching. There's a good one for you guys. Some of you might not even know what this is, but Hogan's Heroes. My son loves it.
Oh yeah,
17 and he loves it.
yeah. That was a good one too. Yeah, Sergeant Schultz and.
I know nothing.
Right.
I love. My son loves it. It's a trip. Twin
Right.
Peaks. There you go, Firefly. That was the best show until they got all weird with the aliens and stuff. I loved Twin Peaks.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yep.
My
Yep.
favorite all-time show of ever. I've watched. I own the box set. And I've watched every episode of that show probably 300 times. Is the X Files. I
Me
miss that
too.
show so
Me
bad.
too.
Right.
I own
Love
that too.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yepper. All right, guys. I think I'm going to shut her down but a good job, both Pia and Clue on getting that out there, man. Because that's to me is a game changer.
And Sarge, he definitely helped with that.
And
research.
Sarge, right? And Sarge, yeah. It's
And
a
Bob.
game changer.
Bob,
And
yeah.
Bob, right. Right.
What about Bob?
Yeah,
What
what
about
about
Bob?
Bob?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
oh
a
my
great
gosh.
movie. I love that movie. Bill
Anything,
Murray at his best, man.
anything,
Yeah.
anything he's in. I don't care what it is. It's good.
What was the
Right.
goldfish's name? Who remembers?
The what?
Oh shit.
Oh man.
Oh God, yeah. What
The
was the
what?
goldfish's name?
Blue remember.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember.
Or
the-
Cletus did. I don't know.
What
It
is
was
it?
Cletus.
Yeah, Cletus. Was it Cletus? Was it Bob?
No,
So,
no, it was Oh my god. What is the,
anybody out there remember the goldfish's name?
Really, y'all?
of
Gil.
everything about that? I remember everything but that.
It was Gil.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Gil. Okay.
Bingo. Thank you,
That's
Cletus.
great
Oh,
trivia.
right.
I heard Cletus say that in the background.
I googled it and you said it right before I did. It is Gil. Gil.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Good
That's gonna
memory,
make me go watch some of these old shows now.
right? It's Groundhog's Day, isn't it? Or was it yesterday?
That was
over the
Monday.
weekend.
Or,
wasn't
yeah,
it?
over the weekend.
That's a creepy celebration too. That ritual.
know.
is strange.
The name of the place that they do this is what kills me.
Pennsatucky,
Gobbler's
is it?
Knob.
Gobbler's
Oh,
Knob.
Gobbler's Knob. That's right.
Can't do it. I could never live there just because of the name of the damn town.
Oh, I could.
Yeah.
That's great.
Gobbler's Knob.
Where do you live at? Gobbler's Knob. I don't think so.
Oh, I get it. Strange. All right. I know what you're saying there. Yeah. All right. Well,
Yeah, he's
yeah,
trying to
yeah.
really wants you to know.
Right.
You got it.
Yeah, I got it. All right, guys. Well, I guess that shall do it. Welcome. Thank you very much, my crime family, and to my mods. You're always awesome. You do the best job ever. And to the panel, Pia and Dago and Clue and Golf, I thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
And
For having us.
let's just keep moving on and keep doing our jobs, right?
That's right.
Yeah. And hopefully we'll bring some kind of justice to someplace.
Right? Eventually, hopefully.
Well, we putting a lot of work into it, and yeah, you'd think sooner or later something would break. And I think you're right though, Golf. I think something's about ready to change.
I agree.
Yeah, we're part of it, and that's sort of fun, right?
It's
Right.
a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's all about
It is,
Haley,
yeah.
Xana, Maddie, and Ethan.
correct.
Amen to that. Absolutely.
In their honor, in total honor. of them.
Exactly. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
deserve it. Yeah.
That's why we're doing what we do. Yeah.
100%. Why we're all here.
Yeah. No matter what Paramount tells you guys.
Right. Oh yes. Yeah.
I don't care what they say.
So, this person, Claw, said that you guys can't watch the Paramount thing. It's in Canada, or you're in
Aw.
Canada. You can watch it. It's on YouTube. The first episode.
Oh, I can't watch it on Paramount?
No,
you
she was
can.
saying in Canada, right? But you can because the first episode is on YouTube. It's on the
Yeah.
Paramount Plus YouTube channel. So you
Right.
don't have to
That's
wait.
the one I watch, but I can watch the other ones, right? On Paramount, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not in Canada though, Tommy. You're in Minnesota, right?
He's close.
Yeah, I'm 2 hours from Canada. Not even 2 hours.
Okay. Yeah, you should still be able to watch it then.
I'm pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just for people who can't get Paramount Plus, like in their area, you can watch
Right.
it on YouTube. You just have to wait for the other two to come out, right?
Mhm.
What's am I going to be able to watch what we're on, or is that
If you have the subscription for Paramount, you can watch all three of them. Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. Yep, I do. Yep. I got everything. I got YouTube TV. I got Hulu. I got you name it. Netflix. I got it all.
Yeah.
Me too. And all I watch is YouTube. It's crazy.
Me-
Right.
Yeah.
I know. Isn't that
Same here.
crazy? Right.
Yeah.
Well, I got that too. I got YouTube Live too. I even got that. All right. Well, you guys have a good evening, and
Rock and roll.
everybody else. Yeah. Until next time. Rock and roll.
Thank you,
guys.
Tommy.
make a mountain man leave his home. Well, well, well. don't know when, yeah, I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time is rolling on. And I hear their lonesome whistle way down in San Antonio. Well, when I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always get good, boy, don't ever play with guns. Yeah, I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. And when I hear that lonesome whistle, I hang my head and cry. And I bet there's rich folks eating in a fancy dining car. They're probably drinking whiskey and smoking big cigars. Well, I know I had it coming. I know I can't be free. And I hear that lonesome whistle, and that's what tortures me. Torture me, child. Yeah, I bet there's rich folks eating in a fancy dining car. They're probably drinking whiskey and smoking big cigars. Well, I know I had it coming. I know I can't be free. And the people keep moving, and that's what tortures me.